Alrighty, hello there everyone and welcome to the start of another portrait painting. So welcome back to the virtual painting session. So what we have here is a brand new 11 by 14 inch wooden panel. This is my favorite panel to use, and again, if you're interested in what materials I'm using, please check the description box of these videos, as I always have the materials linked there. Now I'm using an 11 by 14 inch panel that I have just toned actually about maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago. I happen to do a lot of things in the span of like an hour when it comes to internet work. It's a lot of stuff. So here I am again. So remember, we have a webcam set up now along with the painting footage, so you can see we're able to bounce back and forth between painting scene and then me talking to you directly. Especially if you're new to any of the virtual painting sessions, let us know in the chat. As you're seeing over there in the corner, the chat is linked and I will be able to give you a shout out directly. So yeah, I just toned this about, I'd say, again, like 15 minutes ago, using my favorite brush. This is just raw umber, Winsor Newton raw umber, and I'm going to use the usual Alla Prima / classical start. So what I usually do in the beginning of all of these paintings is to draw with basically a brown color. So I'm going to be using raw umber, and the photo reference, just like all of the photo references that we use in the virtual painting sessions, is linked in the community section of my YouTube channel. So if you want to draw or paint along with me, this image is linked. And the reason I like this image, again, this is from a copyright free source. I'm going to be editing it, of course, like I did the other ones as I paint. The reason I like this one is because it has kind of a Nelson Shanks type of feel. Remember, Nelson Shanks is my superhero when it comes to painting. And I don't know, the tattoo on the shoulder, I'm definitely going to paint that in there. I'm going to edit the hand, and I'm going to change the clothing. As you're seeing, she's wearing a tank top. And I'm going to change also the, perhaps I'm going to change the background a little bit, but I don't know, it has kind of a Nelson Shanks feel to it, so that's what I really liked about this image. Hey Ingrid, the Rembrandt has, actually I've already, I'm going to be uploading it to the online classes right after this stream. So remember, the Rembrandt, I had it post, as I mentioned before I started the Rembrandt, I had 2 pre-recorded videos. Long story short, tonight after the stream, for the online classes, you're going to have the start of a Rembrandt master study, which is going to be project number 5. But again, that's only for online students. So how's everyone doing? And thank you for the question, Ingrid. It has already been uploaded and it's ready actually to be posted. So I'll be posting it right after the stream to the online classes. So thanks for the question. Hey, Teresa, Glenn, Mar Ruiz, hello. Hey, Glenn Bennett, wouldn't miss it for the world. Oh, thank you. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get right to it. Now, what I want to do is block in the proportion of the head. As you know, my unit of measurement for the head is kind of always my hand. So see how I've kind of memorized the shape of my hand? So again, obviously this is a little slick, so this is going to give me a little bit more leverage when it comes to drawing. And I don't add any extra gesso to this panel. Again, this is my favorite panel. It's such a nice panel that I don't have to add any extra gesso to it. Again, this is the Ampersand Gesso Board Museum Series panel. It's not perfectly smooth. It has a little bit of texture, but it's, for me, it's the perfect amount of texture for portrait paintings. And as you know, my favorite thing tends to be to paint portraits. So I want to make sure I have enough room for the hair, the headband, and everything. Now, the important thing to this composition is right now the placement of the head. I could care less about the details. As I always say in the beginning, the details are pretty much useless. What's important is the big shapes and the big picture. The measurement tool that I use, Ingrid, the measurement tool. You mean the caliper? I haven't used the caliper yet, and in the beginning, I usually don't start with the caliper in the beginning. I usually don't like to use any kind of measuring tools, just drawing by eye. So perceptual. I'm using what do they call it? Comparative measurement, bouncing my eye back and forth between the model and the painting surface, and of course I'm bouncing my eye back and forth between the streaming software so I can answer everyone's questions. But I'm usually standing back pretty far when I'm drawing and making decisions like that. Also, now that we have, I think, about 60 people here, I'm going to mention every now and then each of these streams is going to have a special sale. So those of you that may remember the very first virtual painting session, do you remember this one? This painting that we did, the very first, yeah. This one is now available only during the stream as a special sale. Now, the special sale always comes with a bonus painting on a sheet of canvas. So special sale, if purchased during tonight's live stream, this painting will also come with a bonus painting study of the artist's choice. So the link for that is in the description box of this video. I'll also post it here for anyone interested in purchasing that painting. Don't worry, I won't mention it too much. This is going to be about the start of this painting, but as you know, I do the best that I can to make the sales during the paintings, or during the virtual painting stream. So here is the link if anyone is interested. And let's see if, oh, never mind. Just like last time, YouTube is trying to block me from posting the link. There it is. The link to the painting that's available for special sale tonight. Now, let's go ahead and answer some questions and continue drawing at the same time. Hey, Glenn, I use the grid method. I trust the grid method is good as well. Hey, Raji. Hello. Let's see. I wish you had a studio tour to teach us your camera setup. Oh, thanks, Teresa. I'm glad that you like the camera setups. As you're seeing here, this is going to be kind of an optical illusion, because you would think that I have the camera right in front of me. There's no camera back here, but if you hear that, it's my tripod that's a little bit high. It's about 5 feet and then angled down. I actually have the painting at about a 45-degree angle. And no, I don't recommend drawing with the painting at a 45-degree angle, but I do it so that I minimize the perspective. So I do it so that you can see the painting pretty much in frontal perspective. And does it complicate drawing for me? Yeah, definitely. But again, I'm doing it for you, for everyone watching. So there's the axes for the eyes. And one really nice thing about this this method and this panel in particular, remember, no company is paying me to say anything to you. So I'm telling you how it is. I really like the absorbency of this panel, but sometimes the finish can vary between panel to panel. So depending on certain aspects, temperature as well as a thing. So for instance, over here it's kind of freezing, that does kind of affect the paints a little bit. So that is something to take into account. So in particular, if you're like me and where you're living, it's really, really cold, that can also affect the way the paints feel. It can affect the way they dry. It can also make the drying time be rather slow. So I'm actually going to be using alkyds. This is not an alkyd. Raw umber itself is a fast dryer, but when we do use some of the white paint, we'll be using Winsor Newton fast matte titanium white. So right now I'm just trying to get the axes for the eyes. And remember, the special sale that I mentioned in the beginning is a first come first served basis. Also, please check out the links to the online classes if you are interested in taking online classes with me. Today, I will be posting a new lesson, the start of a new project. But again, the online classes are designed so that students can take the lessons at their own pace. There are about 37 lessons now in the online class, and it's designed so students can take all the time they need with all of the lessons. They can start with whichever project they so decide, but I almost always recommend project 2 as it involves the transfer drawing process. So let's see. Yep. Oh, Justin, what's up, buddy? My friend, one of my best friends of all time, has entered the chat. So Justin has entered the chat. What's up, buddy? Yeah, winter's coming. And I'm going to give you a shout out directly. Justin Tillman, what's up, buddy? He is my rollerblading friend from the past. We've known each other for forever. I even did a portrait painting of him at a skate park once, I think like in 2010 or something like that. So shout out to you, Justin. Thanks for entering the painting session. Let's see. Fleet JJ, do you follow Casey Baugh art style? Casey Baugh, I really like his artwork. Do I follow his style? I don't know what you mean by follow his style, but I don't try to emulate his style, if that's the question. If that's what you mean by follow. If there's anyone that I try to emulate the most, it's probably Nelson Shanks. But Casey Baugh, I mean, he's an excellent, of course, as you know, he's an excellent portrait painter. He studied with Richard Schmid, so he's definitely got really good training. And yeah, he's just a wonderful artist. I don't know him personally, but I do admire his artworks very much. So now that I have the basic shapes for the composition, the next thing I want to do is decide on the clothing. Now clearly she's kind of moving her shoulder, and it's going to look kind of busted in the beginning. As I usually say in the beginning of a painting, you're going from general to specific, which means you're going from really wrong to less wrong. But in the beginning, it's going to be wrong, and you're going to have to start with something. You have to start somewhere rather than starting timid. If you start too timid, the process can be rather annoying, rather not fun. So I try to make this as fun as possible, because that is kind of an aspect to this. If this is a drag for you, if painting is a hassle, if it feels like too much negativity, then it'll show in the painting. So if you enjoy the techniques, if you enjoy the process, if you enjoy the creative process, then it'll show in your paintings. So I'm going to invent the tank top. I'm going to put it down here. Hey Fleet JJ, yeah, he's definitely an awesome painter. And by the way, everyone that is watching that likes these streams, please feel free to leave us a like if you like the streams. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Right now, I'm not doing so great when it comes to YouTube algorithm. I've actually fallen several percentages down. So if you want to help me out, please leave a like, share the stream, the link for the stream, and all that good stuff, if you don't mind. But if you really hate my guts, it's okay, you can leave. There are other things to watch. But for those of you that enjoy the streams, please leave us a like and share the stream. All right, so I'm going to edit the hand. Okay, so the hand is in the photo reference, but it's not something I want to put in there because it competes with the face. Compositionally, it doesn't make sense for me to put the hand. But what I'm going to do is edit the tattoo a little bit that she has here. Obviously, that's not going to happen today. And I'm going to edit the tattoo here as well. The main emphasis is obviously going to be here in trying to get the you know, the shapes to be something that I can eventually build on. And obviously I have to lift this forward every once in a while because, as I said, the painting is at a 45. So that looks fine to me. I don't need that much information to get started. As I said, this is a mix between alla prima and classical. Let's see here. Hey Ingrid, you're the best teacher on YouTube. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that comment. Thanks for leaving a like, Steven. Hey Edward Soto, hey, are you going to paint the background darker than the reference picture to create more contrast? You nailed it, buddy. You nailed it, Edward. Definitely. I do intend to make the background a little bit darker. Right now I'm putting the titanium white Griffin Alkyd. Straight titanium white Griffin Alkyd. So the more and more I create these painting sessions, the more and more I find the usefulness of Alkyd oil paints. Usually I start off with Flake white and build throughout with Flake white, but Griffin Alkyd is just really nice because it dries at a super fast rate, which is something that I find really, really useful. When it comes to brushes, I almost always use acrylic and or watercolor brushes. Very inexpensive brushes. What I prioritize more than anything is the paint support, the paints themselves. And yeah, the support and the paints themselves is what I prioritize more. I mean, I could be painting this with anything really. I could just use my hands and gloves or something and paint it, and it would still be a pretty solid paint film by the end of all this. Again, these portrait paintings are usually about 3 layers. So you want to follow fat over lean, which means basically in the beginning just don't use medium. Introduce medium little by little and you should be fine as the number of layers increase. Hey Edward, you could be psychic. You're right. Now I'm just following the contours a little bit. Now I usually get about a ton of messages all at once when it comes to the first layer of the start of a portrait painting. So I'm not getting too many comments or anything like that right now. So yeah, definitely feel free to ask me anything. Also, I actually logged onto Facebook today, and I've accepted all of the requests for the Facebook photo reference group. So if you have requested to be in the Facebook photo reference group, definitely check it out. I have, as of the time that I'm filming this right now, or streaming this, I have accepted the requests. Although I've noticed that there's been a lot of reports there, so I hope someone is... no one's causing any trouble there. I'm going to edit her hair clearly. I'm going to move it down a little bit more. And then I'm going to put a little bit of thinner paint in the background. As Edward predicted, I am going to paint the background darker. And with just a little bit of a lighter touch, I'm going to be adjusting. See that? Just with a light touch, I'm adjusting the value of the background just through the transparency of the raw umber. And again, this will be touch dry in about 24 hours. As long as I don't gut load the paint, as long as I don't add too much paint. Ingrid, is your cadmium red vermilion medium red? It's more like cadmium red vermilion that I have on my palette there is more like a cadmium red light than it is a cadmium red medium, but in general, the variation between the two isn't that big of a deal for portraiture. Ingrid, it's just that, I don't know, I like cadmium red vermilion because of that slightly warmish tone to it. I've also logged on to Instagram. So Harjad, if you're here, I still have to get to your messages about Imgur, but for the most part, I've kind of caught up with the social medias. Let's see. Hey Marty, how you party today? I paint along with you, so I will not write that much. Well, keep on writing as well, because comments also helps with the old YouTube algorithm. Hey Charles, lots going on in the world. This is a nice break. I'm glad that this is a nice break. Hey Steven, I've always wondered if it's normal oil paint would just, if it's normal to oil paint would just Liquin and Winsor have added their paint. I wouldn't start with Liquin in the beginning. I'm just using Gamsol here. Hey Negan. Hi, a little hello from France. Your work is awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And if anyone happens to be new, if this is your first time in one of my virtual painting sessions, just like I did with Justin, I will give you a shout out directly. I'll change camera angles and give you a shout out directly. Sometimes I'll change camera angles if I really want to, say something directly to you or to everyone. So now that I've covered that kind of darkness in the background, and again, I always say that I want to build the paintings through transparencies. I want the individual layers to show through. That's an effect that I like. So using the same raw umber brush, I'm now going to go into the, I almost said flake white. Watch, I'm going to confuse them now. Titanium white. And I always recommend to work lighter in terms of values than you think you need to go with your underpaintings, and softer with the edges, especially around the hairline. Now clearly here it's going to be sharper because the hair is overlapping, but that's not that important right now. The important thing is to focus on the shapes, and yes, it's going to be in monochrome for the beginning. As I said, I usually start with a type of hybrid approach. So I use classical painting techniques, just like the ones that I teach in my online classes, but I also start in a more alla prima style. Alla prima, for those of you that haven't heard of the term yet, alla prima means wet on wet. Painting wet paint onto wet paint. That's all it means. Let's see. Hey, great, Gary and Marge. How dry does the paint have to be before you add another layer? I'd say touch dry is good. Remember that the touch dry doesn't mean that the painting is completely dry, but touch dry is pretty much a good gauge of reference. Now you can check if the paint is completely ready or not to if the painting is ready or not to work on by taking a palette knife to the side or to the thickest portion of your painting and seeing if any of the paint rolls off. If any of the paint film rolls off, then that's an indicator that you need to give the painting a little more time to dry. And yes, with Alkyd, with fast dryers, you have no problem when it comes to the paint drying times. Alkyd oil paints are pretty much dry and ready for you to work on in 24 hours. The only caveat really about alkyd oil paints, which make them, I believe alkyd oil paints are advanced. I would consider them to be advanced paints for artists to use. The only real caveat about them is you want to work a section at a time. Now with flake white or another type of non-alkyd, I would be covering kind of everywhere, but with the alkyd, I'm very much just focusing in one area at a time. Not going to take anything to a absolute finish per se, but you do want to be a little more in the cautious side when you're painting with alkyds. And remember, the painting, the special sale is only during the live stream. So that is this painting, the very first painting featured in one of my live painting sessions, public live painting sessions. This one is now available for you to purchase. Only during the live stream will it be on special sale, however. Special sale means that I add a surprise painting study in the box that contains your painting. So for instance, it could be this one, this one, this one, this one. It could be any number of these painting studies, and I do have quite a lot of them. I actually just shipped out a painting this afternoon, and I'm not gonna spoil which painting went into it, as you may know if you've been watching the other ones, it's not there anymore. But I'm not gonna give anything away. Let's see. Hey, Ingrid, do you ever do a wet on wet painting in one session? I do, but I usually don't film them. I have before, but you may recall in the beginning I would do alla prima portrait paintings in one session before I was doing the streams, but it's a little bit difficult to do a painting and complete it in one sitting. I usually try to avoid that. Hey Bethel, alkyd. If you don't have alkyd oil paints, that's perfectly fine. Again, flake white dries pretty quickly. The only thing is titanium white on its own is a pretty slow dryer. So any kind of flake white or flake white replacement. But if you don't paint really, really thick, then you shouldn't really have too much to worry about. And it's going to look goofy. It's going to be in the awkward stage for quite a long time. But our audience seems to be kind of a little bit lower than the last time. So I guess it's not going to be, I'm not going to give too many interesting remarks. So remember, I have a link to the special sale in the description box. I've also pinned it in the comments. So with the special sale, you basically get 2 paintings for the price of 1. And I have recently lowered the prices. They are at the all-time lowest. So as I said, with alkyds, I'm going to be working one spot at a time. And I tend to focus on the main triangle, meaning the main triangle is the two eyes and the nose. Two eyes and the nose, connect the dots, you get a triangle. And yes, she does have quite a lot of makeup. And yes, artists typically don't paint the effects of makeup because it complicates form. But what I'm doing is I'm using my knowledge of form, and I'm not flattening, as you're seeing here. I'm trying to make the effect of the makeup help with the effect of form. Hey Negan, do you already try to mix different medium to let's see, make a piece like gouache and pastel, or ink and no, usually not. I usually will stick with one or the other. But I have been experimenting with the alkyds a lot more recently. But what I do mix oftentimes is alkyd oil paint with non-alkyd oil paint. And as I said, I chose this photo reference because it kind of has like a Nelson Shanks type feel. Especially with the fabric that she's wearing on her headband. It has a very Nelson Shanks type feel. And I'm almost tempted to go and get phthalo green and phthalo blue. Just for this headband. So every now and then I have to check. Yeah, I mean, it's going to look like a creative mess for a while. So I have to kind of sculpt one little area at a time. Hey Ingrid, am I at the awkward stage? Pretty much. And it may be in the awkward stage for a while. Hey Bethel. Oh, thanks for hanging on. Let's see. Alexander, what's up? Your painting technique's very interesting. The light and dark forms an interesting effect with the shadows. Thank you for that. And it's pretty much, I'm using the tone underneath to help me draw, but it's pretty much at its most awkward awkward stage. The painting is at its infancy right now. And as I said, I'm using alkyds, so I'm aware that this is going to tack up faster. And what I like about the alkyd, the alkyd titanium white, the alkyds in particular, is that they are touch dry, and they dry kind of very opaque. They look a little different than I guess it's negligible on camera, but close up they look a little different. Hey Ingrid, my Broadway show song was a big hit. Awesome. Awesome, Ingrid. Hey Gloria, thank you. And yes, I know the makeup is a big thing, but I'm gonna put it in there. And but what I mean by it's a big thing is it's a huge portion of the likeness of this image. So I am not going to downplay it too much. And as I always say, stand back at about an arm's length when you're painting and making decisions. Or when you're making decisions, at least be an arm's length away from your painting. And it's important to have your painting at about eye level. So my painting would be like an arm's length away from me. And eye level would be the center of the painting. So for instance, this painting that's available for purchase at the moment, the study that I was talking about, I would want the painting to be right eye level, right at the middle. So again, that's why I like this camera angle, because I can show you. And that's not how I have this set up over here. So I just recommend that to you. Because one can get really comfortable having the painting right in front of them, and then they miss certain things because they're not looking very closely. And you'll see how I'm going to use the paint, or the layer underneath to help me. Hey Ezekiel Mendoza, what's up? Ingrid, oh, I'm glad you enjoy the hat. I usually have a visor whenever I'm painting, just so it doesn't affect, just so I can gauge the values a little better. Hey Sue57 Fallon, oh thank you. Hey Cheryl M, oh I'm glad that you're enjoying the streams and videos. Maybe one day tutorial on making a painting video. Actually, I have made one. I've made one for Patreon. Hey Sir Fly, is it lead white? Do you speak Spanish? I can speak Spanish just a little bit, not very much, but I can kind of speak Spanish. Hey Alwyn. Now, what I'm after at the moment here is the shapes. I'm trying to get the shapes in there. I'm trying to reason with the shapes as much as possible. And I always say keep your shapes simple and easy so that when the time comes to make changes, those changes are simple and easy to manage. And believe me, that time will come sooner than later. Hey Circle Patch. Hey Cookie Wolf, I would not write that. Where are my moderators? Yeah, just because anything like that will get me in trouble with the stream or with YouTube. And this is a little similar. I guess somebody mentioned Casey Baugh. This is a little similar in methodology at the moment to the Lip King, Casey Baugh, Richard Schmid kind of California style of painting. because they do usually go right for the eyes and the nose and try to get the likeness right away. And again, I'm using this approach because of the fast drying nature of the alkyds. Hey, TIK. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Hey, Charles Ward. Is the reference picture a photo oil paint? It's a picture. And I have posted the photo reference on the community section of my YouTube channel. It is a copyright-free image from Unsplash. And again, I'm not going to be using any measuring techniques at the moment. Again, there's nothing wrong with measuring. It's just in the beginning, I really like to just use my eye as a gauge of measurement. Now, another thing about alkyds, fast drying oil paints, is that they are not friendly on your brushes. So every now and then I am cleaning the brushes off camera here. Hey, Misty Day. Hello. It's very interesting how you paint and black and white visual. Oh, thank you. Hey, Rad, RAJVK. I'll have to try this method. It's going to be difficult, but this week. I always recommend to do a transfer drawing process if you are if you are just getting started with painting. I always suggest my online students start with Project 2. Project 2 involves the entire transfer drawing process. And of course, for my students, and remember, my online classes are just $10 a month. My students, I create drawing templates for my students to simplify the immense complexities in creating linear block-ins. So I create these drawing templates for them to use as an aid when they're drawing. And if you know anyone that is interested in purchasing the painting that I have available during this stream, definitely let them know. But again, the special sale will only be during this stream. And it is a first come, first serve basis. And paintings ship within 1 to 2 weeks. Hey, Mr. Hebert, hello again. Would you explain about what color you're using? I'm using titanium white alkyd oil paint. Hey, Yulia. Hello. Hey, Elizabeth, you're amazing at this. You have changed my life. Oh, thank you for that wonderful comment. Ingrid, I find the eyes most difficult. Eyes can be, I understand, very difficult. Hey, Yvonne, what artist inspires you? Awesome question. And the response is Nelson Shanks. If you haven't heard of Nelson Shanks, I always mention his name. He is my superhero when it comes to oil painting. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2015, but his legacy continues to live on. Definitely check out Nelson Shanks. And that's one of the inspirations for using this photo reference. It kind of has a Nelson Shanks-ish type feel to it. Hey Charles Clapton, I'm pretty new, but what is transfer? Oh, transfer drawing is the process of taking just outlines, very simple outlines, drawing those simple outlines on a separate sheet of, or a separate sheet of paper, or just just drawing it on something else other than your panel or canvas, and then transferring those lines directly. And then working through transparent washes of dark values. That is the process that I recommend to anyone that may be new to portrait painting, or just painting in general, but in particular portrait painting, because the most difficult thing about portrait painting is portrait drawing. Hands down, that's the most difficult thing about portrait painting. You see, portrait painting is not difficult for textures. It's not difficult for atmospheric perspective. It's not difficult for, color or anything like that. It's difficult for drawing. That's hands down the most difficult thing in portrait painting. And drawing is something that I believe is teachable to anyone that has the motivation to learn it. And if all you need is a solid foundation in drawing for oil painting, and drawing itself is something that anyone can learn, therefore portrait painting is something that anyone can learn, and painting in general. Hey Gia Safford, oh thank you. Hey Monica, oh thank you for your comment. Hey Edward Soto, quick random question. Do you prefer synthetic brushes or natural bristles on your... okay, I prefer synthetic. I prefer acrylic and watercolor. Usually acrylic brushes, if I'm going to be honest. I usually prefer acrylic brushes for oil painting. They're not very expensive. This brush was purchased at Michael's Arts and Crafts store, using the 40% off or 25% all of everything in your shopping cart, or whatever it's called. I'm not rolling in dough. I'm not going to be buying the most expensive brushes simply to have, the finest brushes. Instead, I prefer to spend that money on the quality of the paint supports and the oil paints. Okay, let's not write anything that can get us in trouble. Okay, so let's see. Hey Sean Wright. Hello there from Pakistan. Hey Gia, so how do you do this stuff? This involves a lot of reasoning with shapes. That's the biggest thing to get out of this, is to reason with shapes. And again, my online classes are only $10 a month for anyone interested. I have a link in the description box. Also, if you want to Google this, patreon.com/yapariartist, that's also how you can get a... that's also a quick way to get to the online class and select the online class /mentor tier. Hey Ingrid, up to 2,000 or 200. What is that? Oh, the viewers. Oh, awesome. So as I was saying, I do have a painting available for purchase during this stream. This one is available as a special sale. If you do decide to purchase this painting during this stream as a special sale, you will also get a bonus painting study by my choice. It may be this one or it may be another one, but if you do decide to purchase, you're basically getting 2 paintings for the price of 1. And again, I have the link in the description box, and I have it pinned as a comment here. So here is the image again. You can also see the price. I have lowered all of my prices, and they will stay at this rate, at least for now. Hey Neeks, how you party? Can you please explain why artists can't sell fan art? I don't really see why it's illegal. Why is it such a big deal? That's a very good question. I'm gonna definitely answer your question this way. So for instance, you know, someone spends a lot of time on their artwork, but it happens to be an image from The Walking Dead, or from, what's your favorite show? The one that I was watching recently that I really like is The 100 on Netflix. So I just finished that. I was really sad when I finished it, but anyway, I just finished The 100 on Netflix. And imagine if I painted one of the characters from The 100, and I spent forever painting that, and then I post it for sale or something on social media. Then I get hit with copyright, because that is actually, what's the word? It's their, I forgot what the word is, but it's something property. So it is their property, and you cannot really replicate any kind of images based off of their property. So that's why fan art is really not the, it's not the best thing to try to sell, but it does do pretty well, I guess, for clout. If you're posting it on Instagram or something like that, fan art can obviously help. So again, what is your favorite show on Netflix? Just wondering. In any case, while you're writing your comments, I may not be able to get to all of them, but in any case, it's something that makes the chat very interesting. Yeah, intellectual property. There you go. Thank you, Charles. All right, let's get to this. So the nose is in perspective. One of the best areas to look for in terms of perspective is the nose. So if you're seeing a little bit of the bottom of the nostril, that means that you're looking up at the model. And I really enjoy that that type of perspective when you're looking up at the model. So I'm definitely going to emphasize it a little bit. And yeah, the word is intellectual property. Now also my students have asked me if it's okay to sell their paintings created in the online classes. That's perfectly fine as well. Since I, you know, a lot of the images I have used or I have taken myself, I guess I'm the intellectual owner or whatever. It's my intellectual property, so I allow my students to do that. Now, if it's a master study, that's also perfectly fine as well, as long as it's before 1920. Also, watch out for those sharp edges, especially with alkyds. Alkyds have a tendency, or at least give a tendency to make edges a little too sharp. And I don't often mention this, but I do have an Instagram. I just haven't been posting on it for a while. So I have posted the painting that's for sale currently to Instagram and Facebook, I think. Let's see. Hey, Troy Roberts. Take care, Gia. Thanks for joining. Hey Monique, welcome to the stream. Oh, no worries, you're not late. We're just getting started, as my superhero tends to say, or would say in the past. We're just getting started with the painting. Hey Marco, have you ever used a palette with only earth colors? Venetian red, red umber, green umber, raw umber. Actually, yeah, I have used a modified version of the Zorn palette where I used Venetian red instead of cadmium red. So I guess technically it was a earth palette. I like the terminology earth palette for some reason. Just the word earth. It's very natural. So you're always painting for the next sitting. You're always trying to make you're always trying to paint something or put something down that you can build on. So for instance, right now, I'm trying to use these halftones, the midtones. Remember, a halftone or a midtone just means some kind of value in between white and black. I'm using these halftones to help me draw. I'm not using them to render anything. I'm not actually trying to render. It may look like it, but I'm using it as a guide to help me place things. Hey Rusty Halverson, what are the biggest differences between painting from life versus photograph? Ooh, there's a lot of differences. There's a lot of differences. Hey Elizabeth, how do you come up with ideas to paint? For me, it's just usually something that, like a photo reference that I see that reminds me of, like a Nelson Shanks. I will immediately, choose that. It really just depends on the lighting for me, really, and the type of, I don't know, like the type of mood that it evokes. Hey Veli Furon, can you show us how to make skin tones with two bright complementary colors? We could do something like that. Let's see. Hey Stephen, be careful as copyright first came into existence in Britain in 1710. It's a very complex subject. So with the painting studies or with the master studies, I usually will sign it after the artist. So like for instance, we sold a Vermeer study last week, and I titled it after Vermeer. Right, there's another question I have to get to. Biggest differences between painting from life versus photograph. I can answer this directly. So who asked this? Let me see. Hey Rusty, what's the difference? Okay, Rusty, so what's the difference between painting from photo reference versus painting from life? Now, a lot of purists on either side are usually not that forgiving to the other side, as it is with many things. But for instance, when you're painting from life strictly, you really are painting faster because you're painting a live model, and you always have that time factor when you're painting. I'm telling you from my experience painting models from life, I'm always aware of the time factor because I always have like 20 or 30 minutes on the timer at a time while I'm painting from life. And also, that's a big thing. The next big thing when you're painting a model from life versus photo reference is the amount of information. So when you're looking at a photo reference, it's pretty compressed. The images are pretty compressed. But when you're looking, when you're observing from life, it's like ultra, super mega high definition, depending on your glasses. Of course, I'm pretty much almost as blind as a bat, so I don't see as much detail, but I see way more working from life. So the amount of information you see is huge when you're working from life, but the amount of time that you have is limited. Now, when you're working from the photo reference, I always suggest to have the photo reference, Rusty, at the a similar position that you would have the model stand. I usually don't have the photo reference right next to the painting. This is imaginary. This isn't actually here. So that is just using the software itself. let me show you. I can easily get rid of this image here. So get ready for a magic trick. Gone. Magic trick. Back. Gone. Back. And that's just because I'm using the technology to do that. It's not really magic, but in any case, hopefully that answers your question somewhat there. Ingrid, what mediums would you use with alkyds? I would use the same ones that you use with traditional. The only big difference with the alkyds is you have to be painting one spot at a time. That's the only big difference. And with the underpaintings, I highly suggest to paint one section at a time and very bright, especially with alkyds. Titanium white itself, as if you watched the stream on Halloween, you noticed that the jump between flake white and titanium white was huge. Titanium white just gets much brighter. It has this property of which it can raise the value tremendously with a small amount of paint. Therefore, you kind of don't have to use a lot of paint. But sometimes I'll use flake white because of the reverse property. Hey, sisters, gamers. Oh, thank you. Hey, Neeks. At the moment, the Haunting of something Bly Manor. And, oh, yeah, we're talking about TV shows. Yeah, I really like scary movies, too. My favorite scary movie is The Conjuring. And let's see. Okay, so what if I painted Will Smith? Could I sell it? You could. Just, I'd be a little careful where you post it. But again, of course, I'm not an expert when it comes to the legality of that. Hey, Marco. In your opinion, who is the most versatile old master that you can learn from? Rembrandt, definitely Rembrandt, because his work varied so much from his like early 20s to his later years. Hey, Rusty, impressive vanishment. I'm glad you liked the little magic trick there. I have trouble with my models talking and moving their heads around. Yeah, I can relate to that, definitely. Hey, Mike, what do you think about cucumbers? Painting cucumbers? I don't know. I don't think I've ever painted one. But I have painted, like, pumpkins and such. Hey, VS Tom, I cannot paint as I have no understanding of color or technique. Well, again, if you really like the streams, please join the online classes for $10 a month. And if you don't know if my classes are right for you, please send me an email and I can send you a sample lesson. I did get a lot of emails, so hopefully I was able to get at least most of them. I'm going to write my Gmail down here for you. Alrighty, so here is my Gmail. Feel free to contact me for a free sample lesson. I usually send the ending of project 1 as the free sample lesson in my online classes. Again, those classes are only $10 a month. And just Google this right here, patreon.com/upariartist, for the easiest way to find the online classes. Actually, the easiest way is to just click on the link that's in the description box. Hey, Marco, your experience with Venetian Red, ? I've bought a tube from Old Holland. Ooh, that's nice. Venetian Red has kind of a stainy, if that's even a word. I'm going to make it up. Venetian Red has a lot of tinting strength to it. So I would just watch out with that. It's not quite as saturated as cadmium reds are, but it has enough red in it to create really nice skin tones. But if you're going to be painting something very bright red like an apple or a cherry or something, then you'd probably want to have a cadmium there. And yes, I know the painting is definitely in the awkward stage. and it's going to take a while to develop it. Yeah, definitely. If you enjoy the classes, please, or I mean, if you enjoy the lessons, sorry, please check out the online classes. Hey, Monique, sorry if you stated your, oh, no need to apologize ever, Monique. Which yellow am I using? Right now I'm just going to be using raw umber and titanium white alkyd. The yellow, so this is cadmium yellow. Sometimes I'll use different ones, but this is just cadmium yellow Winsor. Newton, this is yellow ochre Old Holland. And those are the only two. Hey, Mohammed, sir, between Winsor Newton, artist, Rembrandt, and Old Holland, which is the best oil colors? Between those that you mentioned, Old Holland, definitely. But as you're seeing here, I'm actually using Winsor Newton. So Old Holland, all right. So when it comes to professional level oil paints, everyone, it's not going to make a huge difference, but it's more compact, the pigment to the oil. There's less, in my experience, there's less oiliness to Old Holland and Williamsburg, whereas Winsor Newton is kind of like that melted butter feeling. Another big difference is that Winsor Newton, not the alkyd, but just Winsor Newton, has safflower oil, which is great because it's a non-yellowing oil, but it's not so great in that it's a very slow dryer. Hey, Marco. Yep, I do plan on painting the tattoos. I'm going to edit them, however, and this one I may not put. I don't know. I have to decide. But this one I definitely want to put the ram's head, or whatever it is there. I'm going to put that in through glazes, and most likely on the last day that I'm working on this one. So I'm going to be working on this one Wednesday and a Saturday around the same time, and we'll complete this one on Saturday. Well, at least we aim to, right? And hopefully we aim to sell this one on Saturday. Alright, gonna switch to a larger brush. And the paint's already getting a little tacky, which is good. It means this is definitely going to dry. But see, had I been working all over, to put this amount of information, it would have been very difficult with the paint being a little too tacky. And tacky just means a little, difficult to push around. That's what I mean by tacky. And I'm going to add the mouth soon, don't worry. Hey, Mr. He bought... Hey, but can you please talk about perspective in portraiture? Yeah, definitely. In terms of perspective, we're looking up at the model a little bit. Telltale signs are if you're seeing the nostril, say the bottom of the upper eyelid, and say you see the bottom of the mandible there, then you definitely know that you're looking up at the model. If you're seeing more of the top side of the model's head, then you're looking down at the model. Usually if you're looking up at the model, it kind of evokes a sense of, that the model is elevated in some way. Well, I guess that's an obvious remark, but if you're raising the model in terms of perspective, that usually kind of is a sign of empowering the model. So it does add a little bit of narrative. But you can definitely use perspective to tell a story. Now the lips are going to be as busted as can be in the beginning. I mean, they're going to be messed up. And that's just how it is. Put something down that you can work with and adjust it. But don't paint out of fear. Oil paint is a very forgiving material. And even if you're working with a different material, again, I have students that are using acrylics. I have students that are using water mixable oil paints. It doesn't matter what material you're using. The fundamentals are universal throughout. But I will say that oil paint is the most forgiving because it takes a while to dry, even with the alkyds. And if I missed any comments, which I'm pretty sure I did, I apologize, as it is kind of difficult to read and paint and all that at the same time. Hey Marco, I love painting when you're doing a live stream. Oh, thank you. I mean, I'm glad that this is helping others, motivating others to paint. Hey Monique, so Old Holland, Alizarin, Crimson Lake Extra will be just as good as, say, Alizarin Permanent. I mean, I have used Alizarin Permanent. I will say that Old Holland, Alizarin, Crimson Lake Extra is probably one of the most powerful of the lake reds that I've ever used. It's a very strong color, and this is the color that we're talking about. But in theory, in practice, they will be virtually the same. You'll only notice the difference, Monique, when you're glazing strictly with one of those colors. You'll notice the difference then. But if you're using it to mix colors for the lips and things like that, it's not too big of a difference. Hey Michael Jones, how do you rate Winsor Newton Artist Oils? Any to avoid or any you love? I mean, I enjoy them all. If I'm going to say to avoid any oil paints, it's Artisan Water Mixable. Winsor Newton's Artisan Water Mixables are just really bad. If you want to use water mixable oil paints, I would say use Cobra Talons brand. The only thing about water mixables from any brand is that they take a long time to dry. They market them as fast drying, but they are not fast drying. If this was water mixable oil paints, it would be dry and ready for me to work on this in about 2 to 3 weeks. Whereas with these alkyds, it'll be touch dry in 24 hours. Even if this wasn't alkyds, even if this was just flake white, as you've seen before, it'll be touch dry in about 24 to 48 hours. But if drying times are not an issue for you, then you can definitely use the water mixables. My favorite to use is kind of a difficult question to answer. That changes from time to time. Hey Neeks, why do so many artists frown at student grade paints? Surely you can make beautiful art with them too. So many artists frown at student grade paints because of the additives that are in it. It's generally understood that student grade paints are oil paints, but with fillers, a lot of fillers. And yes, you can make pretty good artworks with them. I mean, I used them in the past, so it's just it's not really, in my opinion, the money that you save in buying student grade is not really worth the quality difference between artist grade and student grade. But you can create, excuse me, you can create pretty amazing artworks with just the student grades. But I always recommend the artist grades. Hey Monique, are student grade not archival? I don't know. I can't really say definitively if they are not archival. I want to say probably not as archival as artist grade, but I that's pure conjecture from my part. Hey Mildred, uh, I don't know what that question is, but I am a full-time painter, teacher, YouTuber, and human being. Hey Deborah, oh, I'm glad that you enjoy this stream. Let's see. Hey Charles, teeth look odd in paint. Why and how do you handle that? They can look odd, especially if the model is smiling too much. I usually try to, if there's gonna be teeth, it's gonna be very subtle. Like this one, it's just a brush stroke or two. Hey Monique, so when you began tonight, the panel was already toned with raw umber and it was dry. It wasn't dry, actually. This is still, as you can see, I can still subtract some of it. I toned it right before the stream. I actually purchased this panel like a couple hours ago from the local art store. I tend to buy them one at a time, and I use a discount. I use the 20 or 40% off discount. And remember, to everyone watching, I am running a special sale. So currently, this painting is available for purchase during the stream as a special sale. So the link has been pinned on the in the comments. Again, here is the painting. This was the first one created. This is after Van Dyke. This is the first one created in my public live painting sessions, and it's a oil on panel 11 by 14 inch. And it's a first come first served basis. Harjot has entered the chat. What's up, Harjot? Hey, la Nina mía. ¿Alguien español? Yo puedo hablar un poquito. Pero cuando digo un poquito es casi nada. I can barely speak Spanish. I can understand it way more than I can speak it. But where's everyone from? I'm very curious about this. Where's everyone from? I am from Maryland, USA. Where's everyone from? We've got about 100 something of us here, so let's see. I want to see 100 something responses. What's up, Harjot? I'm doing all right. Just over here painting. Hoping we can also sell a painting during the stream. And online students, remember, as I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, the lesson for today will be uploaded right after the stream. And we are starting a new project. Project 5 will be a Rembrandt master study. So with the online classes, I always aim to have at least one master study. We finished the Vermeer not too long ago. But to any online students watching, you will be able to select your own or your favorite Rembrandt image. So it's going to be a little different from Project 3. Hey, Cynthia Snyder coming in from Canada. Awesome. Charles, LA. Awesome. Mar Ruiz, I'm from Gibraltar. Of course, Hajat representing DMV. Imam, Nigeria. Awesome. Courtney coming in from Tennessee. Awesome. Marty Glenn Play, Czech Republic. Circle Path coming in from Ohio. Edward Soto coming in from Puerto Rico. Awesome. Misty coming in from Belgium. Monique, let's see. Did you wipe out any of the lights after you toned? No, I didn't do any wipeouts. Or just started freehand or use a template. I didn't use a template and I didn't do any wipeouts. I just I'm working additively. So I'm adding the paint as I go. I usually don't use subtractive. Nothing wrong with subtractive, it's just I don't. It's a little more complex. Hey, Hardjaw. Oh yeah. I wouldn't mention that, but yeah. That's gonna be tough. But I'm gonna have to remove that comment. Anything with those words we have to remove. Yeah. Hey, Monique. Oh, I'm glad you liked the approach. Hey, Ingrid. I'm from Florida. Awesome. Oh yeah, Harjot, you mentioned before that you wanted to be a moderator, so I can always add you. It's just last time we had like I think 4 moderators during that stream, and I don't know if any of them are here right now, so I can definitely add you. But no pressure. Oh yeah, no worries, Harjot. Let's see. Hey Neeks, may I ask what tube/squeezer you use? I just bought a cheap one. Well, any squeezer is actually good to have. I don't use any. I just use the corner of the chair if the paint tube is too difficult. And I usually don't use one. Oh, you do want to be a moderator? Yeah. Go for it, Harjot. You have been added. Harjot is now a mod. What's up, buddy? So definitely, Harjot, if you don't mind, help us find any potential trolls. But also, just be careful with what you comment. Just make sure everything is safe for the general public. Yep, no problem, Harjot. Hey, Regina. Hello. Also, let's see. Anyone that is new to the stream, please comment that you are new to the stream. I'll give you a shout out directly. I'll change camera angles and give you a shout out. And also, if you know anyone that's interested in purchasing the painting that is currently available as a special sale, send them our way if you don't mind. Hey Bert 2008 469. What does a troll do again? So trolls, a troll on a YouTube video or a live stream, they are particularly dangerous for live streams because I can't control what everyone writes, and one bad comment can get us shut down. So especially with the machine learning being the way it is at the moment, trolls basically just enter into someone's streams or videos and just write things to get them in trouble, or to get people in trouble. Hey Hardjot, so much power. Yeah, Hardjot's gonna be seeking out the trolls. Any trolls there, Hardjot will find you. He will. Hey Knickknacks by EC, this is my second time here. I've been really sitting back and watching quietly. Knickknacks by EC. Alrighty. Knickknacks by EC, this is my shout out to you, buddy. Thanks for joining the streams. I hope that you are enjoying the painting sessions. Alrighty, let's see. Greetings from Colombia. Oh, thank you, Alejandro. Hey, Michael Jones, do you ever plein air paint? I do. Currently, it's a little too cold for that for me. But yeah, I do plein air. I've always wanted to film a plein air video, but the logistics of it would be kind of difficult. And of course, streaming wouldn't be possible depending on the internet out there. Let's see, what have I missed? What have I missed? Hey, Bert 2008 before 69. You are interested in being a moderator? Yeah, if you want to help out, definitely. Again, Bert 2008 before 69 has been here several times, so I trust him, and I trust Hardjot and all of our moderators. Hey, Julie Dana 1. All right, moderator crew is here. Moderator crew going strong. Hey, Julie Dana 1. Welcome. Oh, I'm glad you liked the shout out, Knickknacks by EC. So this area, as you've noticed, I've kind of neglected. So I'm going to tilt this. I mean, it's kind of not a problem for me at the moment, and I don't mind it. So I'm actually going to just move onto the shoulder. Hey, Julie Dana 1. I hope you're doing well. So remember, everyone, as I said in the beginning, I'm going to edit the pose a little bit. So I'm going to have her shoulder leaning, of course, and this is something that reminds me of a Nelson Shanks. Is the pose. So definitely we'll have the shoulder there. And I'm going to emphasize the anatomy a little bit more than I see there. So with the clavicle going down here, the suprasternal notch over there. And then, of course, we have the, well, I guess there's not much anatomy to look for here. It's just the shoulder. But I'll emphasize the clavicles a little bit more. Let's see. Hey, Harja, hey, do you have Google Drive of your work? Oh, yeah, I gotta send you the images. I'm currently in the process, well, I have someone with me in the process of updating my website soon, so I'm actually trying to accumulate as many of the images, but no, I don't have a Google Drive, but I'm gonna make something like that, Harjot, and then I'll share it with you. All right, so the question I always ask myself when I'm putting in the any anatomical stuff is, what can go wrong? What can I overstate simply for the, for the, sometimes when you know the anatomy, you kind of want to show off that you know the anatomy. And I mean, there's just full disclosure. I try to minimize overdoing any kind of anatomy. So I'm always looking for any instances where I may go overboard. So I don't want to overemphasize any of the anatomy, but I'm going to do my best to at least make it present. Now, as I said, I'm going to edit the dress that she's wearing. Let's see. Hey, Knickknacks by EC, is this a top-down view? This is in the middle of 90 and top down. This is at a 45. So as you're noticing, as you'll notice here, there isn't a camera behind me. The camera is actually above as my foot has fallen asleep. The camera is right above me at about a 45-degree angle, aiming down. And just in front of me, off camera here, of course, is the main camera. So remember the me camera, as I call it, the one you were just watching, it is a camcorder. It's not super high definition. The reason being is that if I have two super high def cameras, it can cause some streaming issues. So as I mentioned, I'm going to edit this a little bit. And yes, I've kind of elongated the neck a little bit, so I'm going to have to account for that. It'd be kind of cool to put jewelry here. I don't know. But for the time being, I'm going to edit this. Let's see. Hey, Ingrid. Oh, you want to help out as well with the moderator? I mean, yeah, you're always here. Moderator's team going strong. Yeah, definitely. We may have a troll or two here, so definitely we need you, if you don't mind. Hey, Monique, it's hard to see the anatomy below the head. It is. The photo is actually cropped over here, so a lot of this I'm making up now. And to anyone wondering what a moderator does here, moderators help. Moderators are basically viewers that volunteer to help seek out any trolls. And also we'll post, any kind of, links for the online classes and things like that. Hey, the TJ family. Thanks for joining. Hey, Edward Soto, what if you add a pearl necklace? We could do that. I may have to look for another reference for a pearl necklace, but we can do that. I'll just leave this a little bit vague down here for now. But that's a good idea. Great idea, Edward. Anything that will help sell this thing. So all the ideas that may help to sell this painting in the future are good ideas. I mean, I'm being honest with you. That's one of the things that goes through my mind when I'm painting. I mean, especially if you're making a living with art and teaching art, your mindset's going to be a little different. I'm always thinking of what can I do with these paintings to help my career as a painter. Now I'm going to have to be very cautious with her shoulder. As I said, she's lifting her shoulder and turning it. But right now it's too round. So I'm going to have to edit that. Hey Pablo, I'm starting to seriously understand your style now. Oh, thank you. And you like it. Thank you. This is a little too round. So I'm going to adjust that. Hey Migara. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like the explanations. Hey Monique, are you adding values here even in this early? So I'm using I see the values in the string of paint on the palette, but you make it look so easy. Oh, thank you. I'm using values to help me draw. Everything that I'm doing to this panel right now is to help me draw. Remember that portrait painting is difficult, not because of color, not because of texture or anything like that. Portrait painting is difficult because of portrait drawing, which is why for my online students I create drawing templates for them. And of course I guide them way more meticulously than this. This skips a bunch of stages. Now the fundamentals are the same, but I am skipping a lot of stages. And usually I actually have another studio painting I'm doing, and I skipped even this stage. I went right into color. And that one will be hopefully completed tomorrow and then available on Wednesday. Let's see. El Libro de Cosmos, what's up? Hey man, in your experience, what is better for achieving likeness, following rules and stuff, or simply practicing every day? Thank you for the greetings from Ecuador. For likeness, I have always had this quote in my head from one of my teachers of the past, John DeMartin. He told me that one of his teachers told him that likeness is nothing more than the confirmation of an accurate drawing. So I, in particular, don't focus on likeness pretty much at all when I'm painting. For me, it's more of a reactive process. I guess that almost sounds like a nuclear reactor, but it's more of a gut feeling when I'm painting. It's more free. It's not very it's not really a matter of step 1, step 2, step 3, therefore henceforth this, therefore that. I keep those things in mind, and I always tell this to my students as well. I'm giving you the techniques to do these things, and then it's up to you what you decide to do with them. Hey Alma. Oh, thank you for the saludos from Mexico. Let's see. Alrighty, we got our moderator game going strong here. Thank you to all my moderators. Oh yeah, John DeMartin is awesome. I'm glad that you're learning a lot here, Monique. Hey, Makila. My ability to paint a good portrait, let's see, on any given day seems to depend on my mood. Do you find this to be common? Oh, yeah, definitely. If you're painting and you're upset at your painting or something, it'll show, definitely. So the mood that you're in definitely affects. And you'll notice it with me from time to time. So sometimes I may be kind of not in the best mood during the streams, but everyone is so positive. Everyone's so, cheerful for the most part here in the streams. So I mean, sometimes I may enter the streams in a bad mood and then leave in a happy mood, especially if a painting is sold during one of these streams. As I said, we have a special going on right now, and during each of the streams, especially when a painting gets sold. But I mean, I understand, financial difficulties. So even if a painting doesn't get sold during the stream, it's all good. I'm just very thankful for everyone that's here. And in general, I always try to keep this attitude where I'm not going to solve a problem just by getting upset about it. I feel like a lot of times we get angry, and let's get really mad, because the more mad we get, the more problems we'll solve just by being mad. Being angry at someone or having a bad attitude towards something is kind of like drinking poison and expecting someone else to have the effects. So I try as much as I can to keep a sense of positivity. And one of my biggest goals and motivations with these videos is to make someone's day better. Even if you had a rough day, I mean, I hope that your time here with us, it just makes your life a little better. That's what I hope. And for me, that's the ultimate goal in painting, is to leave behind something positive with painting. Let's see, what have I missed? Whoa, I've missed a lot of comments. Hold on a second here. So I want to say this to you directly. So to everyone watching and commenting, if I miss your comments, it's nothing personal. It's just that it takes a while for me to go through and read all of the comments. Again, photo reference is there, painting is here, microphone is here, computer is over there. Let's see. So computer is over there. It is a lot of stuff for me to focus on, so if I do miss anyone's comments, I apologize. It's nothing personal. Just if you don't mind writing it again, and then hopefully I'll be able to pinpoint the comment and respond to you directly. So let's see. Hey Maurice, I tried sending you the email with my son's photo, but I think it didn't make it. I am not good with those things. I'll ask my daughter to help me. I will double check my email. I don't think I saw it there. There's a chance I must have missed it, Ruiz, but I will go ahead and double check it. Let's see. Mikila, common question mark. Sometimes when frustrated, I can seemingly paint a masterpiece. I'm enjoying your painting sessions. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Oh, thank you. Hey, Mariah. Yes, let the word be, we make our realities, and you do make my day and world better. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Hey, Ingrid. Imgur is a, Harjot has told me it is a site where you can post images. I'm thinking it's similar to Instagram. Hey, Pavlo. Okay, so I think you... Oh, okay, so that was between you guys. Neeks, anger is a pointless emotion. This is true. Hey, El Libro de Cosmos. When is your birthday? My birthday is March 25th. I almost always tell everyone, just imagine it's Christmas in March. So, 25 and March. So, yeah, March 25th. Let's see, El Libro de Cosmos. Any advice on how to stop being too rational and start being more from the guts, as you say? Quick drawings, gesture drawings. I highly suggest doing gesture drawings. Quick drawings, 2 to 4 minute drawings. Hey, Anthony Murray. All right, I think I've caught up with at least a lot. Hey, David Ross. Why would that happen to you? Okay, okay, I must have missed something. Hey, Migaria, it's 3 a.m. now. I can't sleep today because of your brushstrokes. Your brushstrokes painting my dreams. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so kind. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Hey, Sila Tolu. You could, let's see, from Fiji Island. Oh, thanks for watching from Fiji Island. Fuji Island. I love watching and enjoying your painting. Oh, thank you. Hey, David Ross, what situation is involved in conflict to talk about being positive and those stuff? What situation is involved in conflict? I don't know. Many things can happen to me. Yeah, just many life events can happen. Hey, Anthony, how you probably am doing the Mo painting stuck on the top lip. I will say that that one is a little complex, Project 4, because of the compression of the values. Hey, Harjot, there are no mistakes, only happy little accidents. Well, this can be true. I find, though, in portrait painting, there are some serious mistakes. Like, I must have overdone the perspective here. But, I mean, it seems to work for what it is. I think in portraiture there can be mistakes, but those mistakes can turn into happy little accidents if, for instance, example, I overdid the perspective. That was a mistake, but it adds to the gesture of the pose because she's now leaning more. I have a tendency to do that, as you may be seeing with these streams. So yes, it was a mistake. A technical mistake, but it has a positive outcome. So yeah, we can say it's a happy little accident there. And also, I want to get this point really, I really want to make this clear. And I'm going to talk to you directly as we're talking about likeness and sometimes how painting can be frustrating. So, in particular, when you're creating a painting or a portrait painting, don't worry too much about likeness. And I tell you this because likeness can be one of the things that can make you really hate portrait painting. Think about it. You're going to create a painting and you're going to post it on social media. You're going to market it. You're going to do all of these things. No one is going to go on Instagram or Facebook or something and run a facial recognition software and say, you were about 17.73456% off on your likeness. What happened there, buddy? No one's going to do that. And if they do, they're just trolling. So don't worry about it that much. And I always say that there's an error tolerance. So yes, I know that I've messed up the angle here. Yes, I know that the angles and the chin are still a little bit off, but the painting is a painting first and a portrait second. So just don't let it get to you. I mean, I'm not telling you to completely disregard likeness, but think about it as a painting first. And that's just my opinion. Let's see, Bert 2008-469. There will be a repost. What did I miss? Can we mail you paints? Mailing me some. I don't have a PO box set up, but yeah, I can set one up. Although I do think that P.O. boxes might be a little expensive, but I know that some YouTube creators do set up P.O. boxes, post office boxes. I was just at the post office a couple hours ago sending a painting to its new owner. And there was a big fight that broke out. Not a big fight, but there was someone yelling, and it was quite a interesting thing. I don't know what they were arguing about, but it was very interesting. It's kind of like on the sidelines with my imaginary popcorn. Even though I really don't eat popcorn. All right, let's see. Hey, Misty Day. Okay, thanks. It will be reposted on his channel or in Patreon. I think I may have missed what that repost was about. Hey, Mariah, that's great advice. I'll stop myself so often, and it hurts my mojo. Hey, PS Tone Throw. I've never tried portraiture because it seems so hard, but your words are very encouraging. You make me actually want to try it. Yeah, definitely. Give it a try. I really want to take the classes, but I'm broke. Definitely send me an email. I will be more than happy to send you a free sample lesson. I will send you a free sample lesson. All you have to do is just email me. Hey Stephen, my paintings are my interpretation of the subject matter, and as such they represent what I am suggesting to the viewer through oil painting. That is true. What is my business card? Even though I have to change it. I see through my eyes, my mind interpret. I don't know. I forgot. I had a quote of my own about that, but I seem to have forgotten my own quote. My eyes see, my mind interprets, and my heart guides my brush. I think that's what I wrote. Did anybody buy the painting with the girl in the wood chat? No, that one did not sell. But it's still available if anyone is interested in it. And if you are interested in it, definitely I can turn it into the special sale for today. But no, no one bought that one. We tried. No luck. Hey Hove, Luigi. Is there any good reference photos or old master paintings that you like? Definitely Rembrandt, in particular Google Arts and Culture. Google Arts and Culture definitely has the best images for master studies. Hey Faye Sharp, this is my first time here. Do you ever do beginner-friendly paintings live? That's a good topic. We can do something like that. Fifi Sharp. guess what? Fee Sharp, this is my shout out to you. Welcome to the virtual painting sessions. And everyone watching, if this is your first time in one of the virtual painting sessions, let us know in the chat and I'll give you a shout out directly, switching camera angles here. Yeah, the reference photos, as thanks. So as Harjot put the link, it's they're from unsplash.com. So now I'm gonna push the dark values for the hair. One thing I really like about raw umber is that raw umber compresses the value range. And for underpaintings in particular, I highly recommend compressing the value range. Meaning, if you paint with the entire value range in the beginning, that's sure that can be good, but I highly suggest compressing it, because the next time you paint, you will have access to the remaining values. So if you were able to achieve a strong effect of light and form with a compressed value range, adding onto it the full value range gives you even more of an advantage. But that's just my opinion. Hey, El Libro del Cosmos. There are excellent reference images on Reddit. You just have to look for Accidental Renaissance. Oh, that's awesome. I gotta check that out. Thank you. Let's see. Hey, Neeks. I see some artists wear gloves while painting. How come you don't wear gloves? Oh, Harjot wrote, it's so the paint doesn't get on the hands. I'm not in particular that worried about raw umber and titanium white. You know, if I was using flake white, then I'd be a little more concerned. But in general, I don't wear gloves to paint because I don't know, I just don't like to. That's the only reason. I mean, it's not like I'm putting my hands all in the paint either. So I'm deliberately painting in a really soft edge here. Hey, Master Lin, do you thin down the oils in your second session? So in the second session, the second layer, not really. I don't thin them down. I just start to introduce small traces of medium. Not very much though. Hands are difficult, yeah. No, I'm not going to put the hand on the neck. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way the hand looks on her neck. I don't know. It kind of makes it look like she's in pain, like something, like her shoulder hurts or something. And it doesn't fit. And also it's cropped right beneath her wrist. So I'd have to make up a lot of information to paint the hands. So I just chose to opt the hands out. And in general, painting in hands in a portrait adds it's like a double focal point. So if I were to put the hands in there, I'd have to put some other kind of focal point in the background or something, just so there would be a balance. Hello. I know you're probably a very busy person, but you should check out Baumer Restoration. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. It's a YouTube channel. They restore old paintings from like the 1700s. Oh yeah, I gotta check that out. Hey Alberto, hello. If I spill a drop of dark paint in the light area, should I put more on the same color and mix, or should I clean with turpentine and start again? I would just add more and then mix into it. Hey Mr. Haybot, wow, the shape of your subject mouth is very nice. I have a problem with teeth. Do you have any advice? I usually say to just have a few brush strokes at the most, because if there's too much, does anyone know the meme orange? The orange with the smile? Like, that's what I think of if there's too much of a smile in the painting. It just kind of disrupts a little bit. But it can work. I mean, it can work. It's just I usually don't want there to be too many teeth showing. Just maybe a sliver of the teeth. Let's see. Oh, right. Any advice on the... Oh, yeah, I already answered that, I think. Yep. So, as I always say in the beginning, details are pretty useless. But for the hair, I'm going to have to figure something out, because if I paint the hair as I see it, it won't make sense because the hand is blocking the hair. So I either way have to make some stuff up. So I'm just going to make her hair longer. And I don't know, I tend to like these kind of shapes in particular. Hey Anthony, I used your favorite brush today. Lovely to work with. Oh, awesome. Yeah, again, this is my favorite brush and I'm currently using it. Princeton Catalyst Poly Tip Bristle, linked in the description box as my favorite brush. What value is the scarf to you? The scarf. Oh, the head. So the thing on her head. This is a little bit lighter than that. That's all that I'm gonna do for it right now. So I'll paint it here for you. It's very dark and it's very chromatic. So sometimes when something is overly chromatic, it will appear lighter. It's kind of an optical illusion. You know, if you look at this picture in black and white, you'll see how dark the headband actually is. Hey Ingrid, cadmium and zinc paints are the ones to be concerned with for what? Let's see. Let's see, Neeks. In the future, could you please post a video explaining how to paint clothes? I feel like they're harder to paint than faces. Usually, the clothes or the clothing that the model wears is almost a secondary thing to me. Although costume is extremely important to portraiture, don't get me wrong, but in particular, I can explain it to you here. You want to think about the underlying structures. So you want to think about the shape of the head as the headband is wrapping around it. You want to think about the way that it overlaps the corner, say the corner of the side plane of the head here. So see how it's kind of following these planes. It'd be a little weird if it was kind of off to the side, not really following the form. And then the folds should, one fold should meet up with another fold or go to the very end of the clothing. So there's really no folds here, but if there was a fold, it would maybe say begin here, go down here, and then maybe increase or add another fold here, and then the curvature of the head would maybe wrap this around. So you always want to kind of format the clothing to fit with the structures that they're resting on. Oh, good night, Misty. I am Erwin. Hello. Oh, I'm glad you like the scarf. Hey, Alberto. Thanks, Ipari. Actually, I connected my 65 smart TV to YouTube, and I'm watching your art in detail. By the way, how do you select your artist? How did you select your artist name? I'm trying to choose mine, but not sure to use my real name. Yupari is my last name. So my first name is actually very complex. So I usually don't go by my first name. Hey, Neeks. Do you ever take your own photo references? Yep. I used to. Before all the shutdowns, before the pandemic, I was running a portrait painting group in Howard County, Maryland. So I would take a lot of the pictures there. But since I don't have that option anymore, I have to use copyright-free sources. And usually with these images, I'm looking for the shadows. Hey, Neeks, do you think you can paint a portrait from imagination, or do you feel like you must use a reference? I think if I were to paint a portrait from imagination, it would be very generalized. So in particular, I prefer to have a reference to interpret. Hey, Melody, when did you start painting? Like what age? I started oil painting when I was a senior in high school. So this was 2009. So I was 17, 18. And now I'm 29. But I did take a break from art for a long time. I did take a break from art and ended up getting a math degree, undergrad, and was a math tutor for a little bit. But I couldn't stay away from painting. It's something that always drew my attention. And though I live far from comfortably, I really enjoy, being able to say this is my job, doing this and teaching this. And I only recently started selling the paintings, like the one that's on sale today. Before I actually didn't. I was trying to hold back sales until I had a series or some kind of structure behind them. Hey Hardjot, what happened to Dondo? I don't know. I think he messaged me on Patreon. I gotta check the message. With Patreon, I try my best to get to all of the messages as quickly as possible, but it does take a while, as I do get more messages than I once did. So I'm gonna actually double check with Dondo. I hope he's okay. Hey Astro Beta Cyrus. Neeks, when painting on a wood surface, do I have to sand it down or can I paint on it just by applying gesso? You can just apply the gesso and paint on it. It's up to you. I usually don't really sand the wooden panels. I sand the canvases when I prepare my own canvases. I mean, sometimes I will sand it. That's not true. Sometimes I do sand, but not as heavily as with a canvas. Hand grid, yep, practice is definitely the key to success. But you know what I think is very important to success? I think failure is very important to success. For me, failure is nothing more than a stepping stone to success. And I'm okay with failing at things. I do oftentimes fail at things all the time. And to me, it's just, it's a stepping stone to success. You try something, it doesn't work. So you reassess why didn't it work, and then you try again. Hey Monique, but the gesso board didn't need additional gesso, right? Yep, the gesso board. So this board, my favorite board to use, it doesn't need any extra gesso. I don't know if you can read it, the stamp on the back. See the little gesso board? See, I didn't misspell board. That's actually how they spell it. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Gesso and then board is B-O-R-D. But yep, ampersand gesso board museum series. I really enjoy this panel. It's my favorite panel to use. And not very expensive, mind you. I think with the coupon today, I think I paid like $5 for this panel. like $5 and some change. Oh yeah, that's true. So if you're watching and you like this stream, please leave us a like. And if you really like what you're seeing, please do me a favor and check out the online classes for $10 a month. Hey Monique, oh awesome, you bought 2 of the panels. You won't regret it, at least I hope. I really enjoy working with these panels. You'll notice that they're not super smooth. They have a kind of texture to them, but it's perfect for portraiture. And for instance, this painting that is currently available for sale right now. So the painting that is available for sale as a special sale today, this one is painted on a wooden panel, but it is a panel that came unprimed. So I had to prime this surface. See the back side of it? I had to prime this for about a week. So I would put in gesso in the morning, let it dry, and this one I actually did lightly sand it in between and continue to add more and more gesso. Don't worry, this is dry, but in any case, yeah, so I applied several layers of gesso, sanded it lightly. This is the tone of the surface itself, but it also is really nice when you have the wooden panel unprimed and then you build it yourself with the gesso that I suggest, which is Liquitex Professional Acrylic Gesso. So let's put this away. Fingers crossed that we make the sale before the stream ends, because then it's gonna be not in the special sale. So if you want to own that painting, again, it is currently available for sale at a first come, first serve basis. And you're seeing the price of that painting there. And remember, special sale. If purchased during tonight's live stream, this painting will also come with a bonus painting study of the artist's choice on a sheet of canvas. So you're basically getting 2 paintings for the price of 1. And 1 is a surprise painting of my choice. Both will be signed. Hey Susan, that's a good question. Yep, group question. What's the model thinking in this pose? I would think that the model's thinking, when is the next break if she's posing from life. The donut is looking mighty fine. And there's a little bit of her hair here that I missed. The model took her own photo, possibly. Hey Steven, I really like the Van Dyke study. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked the Van Dyke study. Hey Monique, the Van Dyke is great. Looks even better on camera. Etsy, not as much colors coming through. Uh-oh. I I guess I should have taken a better picture. Maybe that's why it's not selling. Yeah, I gotta see to that. The camera, I used the same camera to take the picture. I'm using a Canon T7i. Hi, Regina. Hey, Stephen. I checked the model's portfolios out. She's from the UK. Oh, awesome. She is thinking, is that for me? Hey, Neeks, can I glaze with just linseed oil or do I have to have a glazing medium? Nope. You can glaze with just linseed. But just make sure that you don't do that until maybe say the third layer. If you are doing the classical approach or just classical painting. Hey, Julia C. Oh, thank you. Now, if anyone hears anything, I apologize. As I said, I don't have the best living conditions right now, so if you hear any unsettling noises in the background, I apologize for that. But there are people that live in this building that will intentionally try to disrupt me while I'm working. So if you do hear them, I'm sorry about that. Oh, okay. I think the painting has been sold. Hold on a second. Let me double check. Oh my god. The painting has been sold. Oh wow. Okay, so oh wow. I wasn't expecting. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna do my little celebration dance here for you. What's up? We have sold this painting. Let's face it towards you. We sold a painting. We sold a painting. What's up? We sold a painting. Yeah, I know. But I'm really thankful. This painting has now will have a forever home. This painting has been sold. So everyone, yep, awesome. Happy dance. Painting has been sold. So let me put it back on the wall for safety purposes. Please excuse my goofy happy dance, but of course I am happy when a painting is sold. I won't reveal the name of the buyer unless the buyer is okay with me mentioning their name during the stream. But yep, we have sold the painting. Now I'm in an extremely good mood. We did it, everyone. We sold the painting. We sold the painting. Everybody, cheer with me. Do the happy dance. Oh, thanks everyone for the congratulations to the owner and me. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my composure. But as I said last time, I would do a happy dance. Hey Julia, see, why would someone take their time to try to make noise and disturb you they they just, I don't know, that's just how they are. But I did hear them kicking at my door not too long ago. Let's see. There you are. Yep. Everyone say congratulations to Kathy. Kathy is now the owner of the Van Dyke painting, the painting after Van Dyke. So everyone say congratulations to Kathy. We sold a painting. We sold a painting. And again, we'll do another happy dance at the end of the stream. Because when a painting is sold, you must do a happy dance. It is required. And I'm so glad to finally have a second camera angle so you can see the happy dance. All right, so I'm going to take the pin off. This painting has been sold, so I will remove the pin. So remember, the paintings are first come, first serve. First come, first serve. Hey Gabe, Sharp stumbled on this randomly, so stoked. Oh, thank you. Well, shout out to you, Gabe. Is this your first time? If it is your first time or your second time or whatever, or if you would just like a shout out, I'll give you a shout out with my second camera angle. Hey Hardjot, went to grab food. Hardjot has entered the chat. Yeah, you've missed a lot. We sold the painting, Hardjot. We sold it. The Van Dyke, we sold it. The painting that was a special sale for today. You missed my happy dance. But don't worry, I'll do another happy dance before the stream ends. Remember, happy dances are required. Every time you sell a painting, you must do a happy dance. And if anyone is wondering where I got that term happy dance comes from, it's actually a tarantula keeper term. So whenever a tarantula is, well, the myth is whenever a tarantula is happy, it does a happy dance. So whenever I make a sale, I'll do a happy dance. Hey, Rosie, Dree. Oh, thank you. Hey, Monique. Oh, no worries. There will be more. There will be more. But not of that one. That's a one of a kind. I mean, they're all one of a kind. Hey Monique, I noticed something in front of you. Is that a microphone? Yep, microphone. You kind of look like 10. I don't know who that is, but oh, kind of a compliment. Okay, that's good. Yeah, the thing in front of me is a microphone. This is actually I forgot what the term is, but a lot of podcasters use this so that when you pronounce certain words, like the word pronounce, it doesn't have such a harsh sound. The microphone, let's see if you can see it. Yep, this is a Blue Yeti stereo microphone. Anyone that's interested in microphones, Blue Yeti is kind of like the Honda Civic of the microphone world. It's pretty much the universal, everlasting, highly reliable stereo microphone. Monique, was it expensive? No, not too expensive. It depends on what we define as expensive. It is expensive for me. It's pretty much been the same price. That microphone, this microphone, it's been at I think like 130 or 150 US. So if you ever want to record podcasts or something, or record your own painting videos in the future, I definitely recommend the Blue Yeti stereo microphone. I didn't realize I had the neck so far off. Yep, everyone say congratulations to Kathy. Let's see, Mr. Hey, I wish someday I have all of us feel the same joy. Well, I hope the same for everyone as well. I mean, I'm always ecstatic when I'm like super, super happy whenever I hear that noise. I hope you can hear the noise as well coming from the side over there. My iPad actually makes a noise when a purchase happens, and I'm like ecstatic, always happy. Hey Neeks, I had a few colleagues ask me to paint/draw them, but I know they're expecting it to be free. How can I tell them that it will cost nicely? Just tell them that paintings take time, they take skill, they take effort, and they would just it would be kind of implied if you tell them that. But also branding is a very important thing. That's why I'm very, very meticulous about where my paintings are and when and which paintings are for sale. And as you see, I'm kind of adjusting the edges here. You heard the noise? Oh, awesome, Monique. Awesome. Yep, that noise makes me really happy. Steven, it's called a pop filter or a microphone muffler. Oh, there you go. That's the term of that, the round thing. Hey, Julia. See, Neeks, just tell the, let's see. Just tell the naturally, oh, the material is really good, so it affects the price. Oh, yeah. So they'll know it's not for free. Hey, Alwyn George, welcome back. Hey, Mar Ruiz. Hey, Party, you are, let's see, you are magical. Oh, thank you. I've just dozed off and I was walking hand, or let's see, walking hand in with my son. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Hey, Alwyn George. A lot has happened, and we managed to sell a painting and do a happy dance. But don't worry, I will do another happy dance when at the end of the stream. Always so happy when a painting is sold. All right, so let's get to this. I'm looking for edges right now, and I always say this to my students, to always look for the edges. In fact, I think that's like the number one thing that I write in the virtual classroom or comment on in my students' work is edges. Edges, I'm very, very keen on edges. Edges, they do a lot for focal points and for the path that the eye travels throughout a composition. And especially in the underpainting, you definitely don't want to have too many sharp edges where there shouldn't be any. Hey, Alwyn George. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Alwyn George. Alwyn George. Alrighty, Alwyn George. Shout out to you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. So, special shout out to you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hey, Ronald Miller. Your works get better all the time. Oh, thank you. Hey, Monique, I see edges in her eyes mostly. Oh, yeah. I didn't quite get that angle for that eyelash, so I should probably do that now before I go and forget. And I always tell myself I never regret doing more for the underpainting. So I never regret adding too much information or more information in the underpainting, because you can always build onto this through transparencies. So, yep, putting in the little flare for the eyelash there. Yep, Ingrid, we have sold. I'm very happy. Hey, Monique, 68.7 thousand subscribers. Not too shabby. I know I'm not at all dissatisfied with that. I mean, I feel like I'm very fortunate to have the subscriber count that I have. I know many say that it's too little, but I'm very thankful for every one of my subscribers. I feel like our community here is a huge part of these videos. And definitely we have a very, very wonderful community in the online classes. That's why I always say in the welcoming message that I send to everyone that joins, every recent student, the welcome package I always send you. I always say, welcome to our wonderful online class community, because the community is what really makes this such a wonderful thing. It's not just me sitting by a camera painting and talking anymore in silence. It's a complete dialogue. And it's something that we all add to. And then you get to have the experience along with me when a painting sells. Then you see how ecstatic I am. Super ecstatic. I've always dreamt of this, but I never knew I could achieve it. And I'd like to say we're just beginning, as Nelson Shanks would always say. Hey, Alwyn George, can you draw my name? That might be kind of difficult for me to do. Hey, Mariah. Yeah, our community is really wonderful. All right, now let's punch the light even more. So like I said, work lighter and softer in the underpainting. And I always say that because it's easier to layer darker than it is to layer lighter, and it's easier to layer sharper than it is to layer softer when you're working on the painting in the next sitting. Hey Ingrid, we are one happy family. Yes, we are. And I always say that, and again, I'm going to speak to you, Ingrid, directly, and everyone. So Ingrid and everyone watching, I always feel like positivity fuels positivity. The converse is also true, unfortunately, but I always feel that if you emulate positivity, if you surround yourself with positivity, that's something that continues to create more positivity. And that's something that, to me at least, is a big motivator in creating these streams and these videos. Hey, Alwyn George, can you comment a picture? You mean comment on an image? That's actually part of the online classes. Students can send me images every week for the virtual classroom. Hey, Pari, I'm thinking of going back to art school. What does an art school, art university love to see? Ooh, that's a very touchy subject. It depends on the school. Harjot, my advice to you and to everyone watching is that if you're thinking of going to art school, make sure that if you're going to art school, you have to decide, are you going to art school for technique, or are you going to art school to ensure a career as a professor? Because oftentimes certain art programs, they don't, especially in university, they don't really teach, they don't really teach how to draw, how to paint. Not always the case, clearly. My best advice to everyone watching is to check out Studio Incominati in Philadelphia and check out their partnership program with the neighboring university. Unfortunately, I can't remember their I think they're partnering with like Drexel or something like that. But definitely, if you are interested in that, that's the best combination, because you not only learn how to draw and how to paint, but you also get the degree with it. But now, when it comes to answering your question, Harjot, about what do the art schools look for, typically it's life drawing that I find is the most scholarship earning thing that you can have. Life drawing, life painting. In particular, I guess naturalism or realism. So something along the lines of this can qualify. But again, take everything that I say again with a grain of salt. I mean, it's just my suggestions. So let's see. Hey Monique, I see lots of light on her cheek and her chin on our right. Oh, interesting. I just read that because I was just painting that in there. Yep. Hopefully that added more structure, Monique. But Harjot, yeah, I highly suggest checking out Studio Incominati's partnership with the local university that they have over there. Hey Steven, are you using Griffin titanium or mixing? I'm using Griffin titanium, so alkyd titanium white. Hey Alvin George, I'm drawing a picture. Drawing a picture to my dad. It's his birthday tomorrow. Well, tell your dad that I tell him happy birthday. I know he doesn't know me, but that the person you were seeing on the internet says happy birthday. So yep, we're definitely punching the light even more. Hey Monique, you were just reading my mind. Maybe. I could be a mind reader. Like Edward was reading my mind earlier. Oh yes. Also, online students watching right now. The live chat. You know how we have a live chat every month. The live chat will be this coming Sunday. And to everyone wondering what that is, the live chat is something that I have for my. It actually starts with the $5 a month tier, but online students and the live stream tier also has the ability to join the live chats. Live chat's basically a live hangout session. So what the live chat is basically just me. This camera angle. I usually have something to talk about. Last time I had the Chihuahua, Mr. Taco, with us. I might have Mr. Taco join us again, or maybe we'll have one of the cats or something. But we just talk directly to each other. So that's what the live chat is. In case anyone's wondering what that was. Hey Monique, yep, the live chat is 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The live chats are supposed to be the first Sunday of every month, but I couldn't make it this Sunday. It was my fiance's mother's birthday, and I could not miss that. But just for future reference, the live chats are usually the first Sunday of every month. And for the live stream tier, they have live videos the same days that I'm doing this. Wednesdays, Mondays, Saturdays. I don't know why I said that out of order, but it's the only exception is going to be today and Wednesday, because I'm using pre-recorded footage from a Rembrandt that I started a while ago. Yep, no problem, Monique. So, yeah, everyone watching, definitely feel free to ask me any art-related questions. Actually, since the chat has slowed down, I'm going to introduce one of my crowd questions. The same one that I always ask, because we always have different answers and we always learn from each other. Let's see. Hey, Ingrid, live chat. The live demos are not, why do I say that demo? Each lesson is filmed using the same software. So let me explain a little bit here. So about the online classes, each lesson is uploaded and filmed live for the online classes at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So So 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Once the stream ends, then all of the pre-recorded footage is available for all students, but the $20 a month tier, the highest tier on my Patreon, gives students the access to watch the lessons filmed live. But $10 a month, which is the beginning for all of the online classes, grants you access to every single lesson. You have 37 lessons and counting. Again, 3 lessons a week, 1 virtual classroom a week, and a behind the scenes video every Saturday. So that is a total of 5 videos that you get as a $10 a month online student on Patreon. But in any case, I just wanted to explain directly. And I do have the videos organized by their associated project. So for instance, each painting project has a playlist so that the students don't have to dig through and look for the videos. They have them organized for them. So they can take the lessons at their own pace. And you don't have to have any experience. You can join in even if you have no painting experience at all. Hey, Sarina. Do you draw with colored pencils? I have in the past, but not in a long time. Hey, CJ. CJGLIs. Hi, party. Great work. Thank you. Can I ask where you get your photo references? Is it your own photography? These images that you're seeing there, they're actually linked for everyone if you want to draw or paint along with me in the community section of my YouTube channel. These images are from copyright-free sources online. The one I mainly use is Unsplash. It's titled Unsplash. Hey, Monique was trying to figure out the playlist. I believe I sent. I hope Monique, if you didn't get the image or the message with the playlists, definitely let me know. All you have to do is click on the playlist for the project, and it has the lessons organized for you. So for project 2, which is the one I recommend everyone start with, or any of the projects, it's organized. Also, practical figure drawing. It also has a playlist. Okay, I'm glad you got the email, Monique. Hey, Mariah, I love that you share group paintings. I'll set a reminder for the live chat on Sunday. 10, I don't know what the conversion is, but it's 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, Neeks, in your opinion on acrylic paints, what's your opinion on acrylic paints? I find them hard to work with as they dry so quickly. Yeah, I find the same thing. But I mean, there are pros and cons with acrylic paint versus oil paint. The biggest pro is the drying speed. So you can continue to work on a painting without, having to set it aside for a day or a couple days. But that can also become a drawback because especially when you're in the rendering stage or the finishing stages, it can be a little difficult to get soft edges that way. But it's not impossible. I do have students in my online classes that use acrylics, and you wouldn't even know the difference. Hey, Mr. Hybat. In fact, tomorrow is my wife's birthday. Can I ask you to say happy birthday to her? You can make her very happy. Yep, definitely. Just tell me her name. I can say happy birthday directly. Her name is Flora. You read my mind. Alrighty, here we go. Let's use, alright, Flora. So Flora, very special happy birthday for you. I'm giving you a happy birthday shout out with all of the paint brushes that I've been using during this painting session. So very, very special happy birthday to you, Flora. Hey Eric, what brand of brushes do you use? Rosemary? Oh, that's a very interesting question. I speculate that it's not to my advantage to say this, but I use pretty much the cheapest brushes I can get, acrylic and watercolor brushes. And that is because, to me, what's the most important is the paint support, and the paint support and the oil paints themselves. Yep. I hope Flora will enjoy her shout out. Thank you for asking me to do so, Mr. Hubert. And thank you, my moderators are on point. Moderator crew is going strong. And so is the machine learning on this. It's like ultra fast. Hey Monique, I just received the size 8 Princeton Polytip bristle that you recommend. Awesome. Yep, my favorite brush. Yep, this brush right here. Definitely a wonderful brush. So I'm definitely going to be glazing onto the lip. There's a little more, I guess, thickness to the lip that I can draw in. And Monique, I suggest with that brush, with this brush, when you're done painting with it for the session, especially if you're going to use alkyds, Make sure to, actually, let's just switch the camera angle. All right, so Monique, with this brush and everyone that uses my favorite brush, the Princeton Catalyst Polytip Bristle, make sure to first clean it with the solvent, and then if you want to be extra sure that your brush lasts a long time, clean it with hot water, warm to hot water, and dish soap after cleaning it with the solvent. And then every time you clean your brushes, always lay them flat. I wouldn't suggest laying them or setting them vertically because the water or the solvent can get into the glue of the brushes. So that would be my tip to after you clean it, leave it horizontal. Hey Mar Ruiz, let's see, Hard Jotter Monique, sorry for asking, are you psychic? Please don't be mad. I just dreamt with all of you and my son. That's interesting. Oh, Monique, that's the glue. So when you first every brush, I don't have an example of it right now because I don't have any new brushes around me, but they usually have glue on them, so that's why they would feel stiff in the beginning. So if you just like, I guess push the bristles around, it will get rid of the glue. Yep, no problem, Monique. Hey, Mar Ruiz, no problem, buddy. Hey, Susanna, I'm seeing Gina Davis in your painting. Really lovely. Oh, thank you. Hey, Jock, are you familiar with using Payne's Gray instead of black/white in a Zorn palette? I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever used gray instead of black/blue in the Zorn palette. I usually just use Ivory Black in the Zorn palette. Oh yeah, that's a good question. So, when we put in the flesh colors, does everyone want to see like a strictly Zorn palette skin tone mixtures for the face? Obviously, I'm going to need blue for the headband, but at least for the face, we can do strictly Zorn palette. And Zorn palette, to everyone wondering, is the 4-color palette. That's pretty much almost all you need for skin tones. Oh, goodness. Hey, Maruiz. Sorry, Pari, for my behavior. My son passed away with 34 years last October. That's why I was asking you to paint him. I won't. Oh, no, no worries, Maruiz. I apologize. Okay, let me just get my iPad. I'm going to double check my Gmail. Oh yeah, so everyone that just joined for the online classes, after the stream ends, I'll be sending you the welcome package with all the links. I don't see it. At least right now, I don't see it, Mar Ruiz. If you don't mind just sending it again. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm gonna type my my Gmail for you. No worries, buddy. and I'll do what I can for you. So yeah, just again, if you don't mind, to send it to my Gmail. I don't know what happened there, but again, it does get kind of difficult with the messages, as I do get probably about, I don't know, like 100 of them a week, not counting the online classes. Hey Steven, I use Payne's Gray by Gregorian instead of black. It's basically a mixture of vegetable black and ultramarine blue. Interesting there. Yep, no worries, Mara Ruiz. I think that it could be something with Gmail. I'm not sure. So yeah, everyone that has sent me a message, especially to the Gmail for the sample lesson, the free sample lesson, among other things, other questions. Again, it's nothing personal if I missed your message. I do have over 100 messages a week, so it does take some time. But I do my best to respond to the messages. There it is. All right, I got it. So I got your message. Yeah, I was wondering if it was something with Gmail. I just got your message, so I'll be replying to you through Gmail after the stream ends, Mar Ruiz. But just letting you know I got your message. Hey Cindy, welcome to the live stream. No worries. Hey Neeks, have you ever done a portrait in soft pastels? I recently bought a set, but was put off by how much they crumble. I did. I have done a portrait with soft pastels before, though this was when I was in art school in like 2010. So I don't quite know where that one is. Welcome back, Alwyn George. Hey Steven, I use it primarily because it's opaque and I can layer black on top, which will be darker. Oh, interesting. All right, so now again, I'm just going to be looking for any edges to adjust, but I think that should be pretty much it for this underpainting. So again, any edges. Of course, it's not going to ever be perfect. Hey Cindy, Yupara, is it okay to start the classes in acrylic and then move to Cobra? Of course, and Cindy, you can definitely start the painting projects with just two colors. The two colors I'm using here, just raw umber and titanium or flake white. But in this case, of course, titanium white. Yeah, you can. Let's see. Hey, Maruis. Yep, I got your message. Thanks. I was going to paint him myself, but you remind me of Leonardo, and I would like you to paint him. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Of course. Yep. I'm glad that I got the email. I think it was something to do with Gmail. I don't know if anyone else got the recent update, the recent Google updates kind of messed up my my systems there. Hey, Owen George, are you tired? I am ecstatic. I am good to go. I'm very happy. I mean, we did sell a painting. As I always mention in each one of these streams, I try, at least I try to have a painting that's available as a special sale, meaning paintings that are available for sale during the streams come with a bonus painting of my choice on a sheet of canvas. So I'm good. I am ecstatic. Yeah, it has been a while, but no, I'm very overcome with joy. But I mean, in all honesty, the painting is starting to get really tacky in the lights. So pushing it any further than this, especially with alkyds, might not be to my best interest. So I'm just gonna soften a few more things. But I'm good. And these streams are usually about 3 hours. Sometimes the ending is the last session for a painting is usually a little less. Hey Cindy, also curious how much drying time is cut when using the faster drying Cobra medium. Definitely leaning towards Cobra oils. To be honest, I don't think the fast dryers really help too much. What will help is if you add a little bit of the alkyd oil paints. So even if you add like, I don't know, like 5% Griffin alkyd, it will expedite the drying time very, very quickly. And the paints still remain, for the most part, water cleanable. Hey Neeks, how long do you usually keep a painting for sale until you're like, okay, you know what isn't gonna sell? Let me paint over it. That's a good question. I think about a month or 2 months. Hey Mar Ruiz, let's see. Oh, thank you. Hey Alwyn George, this is your first time. Okay, yeah, definitely. Alwyn George, this is my shout out to you. Welcome to the virtual painting sessions. I hope that you're enjoying the virtual painting sessions. Of course, I am ecstatic, of course, because we have managed to successfully sell the painting that was on special sale, and we've just started a new painting. So I am sending out positive vibes, hopefully, to everyone. Hey Monique, Williamsburg Cadmium Red Vermilion is expensive. Is Winsor Newton Cadmium Red Deep? I have 2 tubes, okay to use instead. Certainly. Yep, Monique, you can definitely use the Winsor Newton Cadmium Red. Even if it's Winsor Newton Cadmium Red Deep or Light or just Cadmium Red, you can definitely just use those. It doesn't have to be the exact color I use. Hey Steven, do you find Griffin tacks up quicker than underpainting white? I don't think I've used underpainting white yet, so I don't know if I can compare them, but this is pretty much, it almost feels like it's touch dry, so they do tack up very quickly. Which is why in the beginning I was painting one section at a time. So that should be about good. So I'm going to run the fan brush across just to eliminate any excess paint buildup. And I do that with the fan brush to eliminate excess paint buildup, just because I like the surface, at least the first layer and even the second layer, to be very very smooth. Textured, yes, but smooth. Closer to the smooth side. Hey, Alwyn George. Oh, no worries, buddy. Again, I appreciate everyone's presence, everyone being here. Even if you've been watching and you haven't left a comment yet, I still very much appreciate that you're joining us here. Looking for any last edges to soften. All right, that should be about good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clean the brushes, and then before the stream ends, we'll do another happy dance, since, as I said, we have managed to sell a painting. I'm glad that you have learned a lot here, Monique. All right, so I'm going to clean off the brushes. And yeah, this is now our dedicated questions and answers time. So feel free to ask me any art-related questions, or if you have any questions about the online classes, feel free to ask. And if you're wondering what that noise is, there's paper towel beneath with my solvent container. And again, Alkyd does do a number on the paint brushes, so make sure to clean your brushes extra well when you're using Alkyd. Hey Monique, the point is you want to soften all the edges at this point, correct? Yep, this is true. I want all the edges to be a little softer than I would want them to be if this was a finished painting, so yes. But I don't want all the edges to be the same degree of softness either. Yep, Cindy, yep, we did it. We did it. Hey, Alwyn George. Yep, definitely hope you can join us on the next painting session, which should be this coming Wednesday around 5 o'clock or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, Ronald Miller, have you ever done a painting in monochrome and could not decide whether to colorize it or not because you were so satisfied with the outcome? Usually no. Usually I'm very motivated to add color to it and glaze and all of that. So remember, if you're going to use Alkyd, definitely clean your brushes to the nth degree with solvent, because it does dry pretty quickly. Not as fast as acrylic paint, of course, but you don't want to leave Alkyd on your brushes. So yep, any questions that anyone has? Art related or anything that's YouTube friendly? Yes, this is true. Yep, so everyone watching, again, definitely if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like what you're seeing, please share the links on your social medias, and just joining in on the conversations is, a wonderful way to contribute. Wow, even this is like difficult to clean. So this will definitely be dry by Wednesday. And remember, if also if you're following these videos and you would like to have a chance to own this painting and the paintings that you're seeing being developed in these virtual painting sessions, remember the third stream featuring this painting and others in the future will be when the painting is available for sale. So in case you're eyeballing this one and you would like to own this one, it will, we're aiming for Saturday to be when we finish this painting and have it available for purchase. Well, thanks for leaving a like, Alwyn George. Hey Kathy, no questions. Thank you for your time and talents. Well, thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you so much. So definitely, thank you to you, Kathy. Can you talk about shadow color, Susan? So shadows, I usually use more transparent, less saturated colors in the shadows. But of course, with the monochrome, we don't have to worry about it too much. And even it's more frontal lit, so we won't have too many shadows, but we will have shadows here, and there, and we can definitely elaborate on that in greater detail when we add the color. Oh, thanks, Monique. I'm glad that you're excited to see this continued on Wednesday. Hey, Christine. Well, thank you for joining. Hey, Monique. So you added the alkyds to the paints at the beginning. Actually, I used alkyd the entire time for titanium white, but the raw umber I used the I used the just the regular raw umber, but I used alkyd for the entire thing. Hey, Monique. Oh, thanks for eyeballing this painting already. Hey, Mr. But thanks, this is very useful. Wish I can be at your classes, but that's not possible. Oh, I'm sorry about that. And again, I'll be replying to your emails if you decide to email me for a sample lesson. Alrighty, so we have managed to successfully sell the special sale painting for today. So this painting has now been sold. So everyone say congratulations to Kathy. She will now be owning this painting. Now I'm going to go ahead and do what I promised. Da 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 da. We did it, everyone. We did it. I sold a painting. What? I sold a painting. Happy dance, happy dance. I sold a painting. Yep, that's right. One of my paintings has found a forever home. So that was my happy dance. See, whenever you sell a painting, you must say, I sold a painting. Make sure to lift the painting. Make sure to lift it at about a 45-degree angle. So that's the key to the happy dance. And you must do a happy dance every time you sell a painting. So I sold a painting. What? I sold a painting. That is our happy dance for today. And again, congratulations, Kathy, on your new original signed painting from me after Van Dyke. And of course, you will also receive in the box a bonus painting study of my choice. Yep, dance time. Yep, have a good night, Ingrid. Thank you for the congratulations. And yep, everyone, congratulations to Kathy. And again, thank you so much to all of our viewers and everyone leaving a comment. Thank you so much to our moderator, crew, keeping the live stream safe and viewable for everyone here on YouTube. Hey Jerry, oh awesome, don't forget to do the happy dance for when you sell a painting. Yep, have a good night, Monique. Hey Cindy, can you answer my question? Okay, let me scroll. Cindy, let's see. Confused by the metal tin for rags and paper towels. How does one dispose of them for the evening? Why I'm still considering Cobra over traditional oils. Oh yeah, I can definitely answer your question there. Awesome, Jerry. Awesome, you did the happy dance. That's good. Yeah, so about the oily rags. So to answer your question, Cindy, I'll actually show you what I do with the oily rags directly. And so everyone wondering about the risks of oil painting and how to minimize your risk, I'll give you the biggest example. All right, so here is the tin metal trash can. So this is my metal trash can. So Cindy, in the end of every painting session, again, this trash can it's just a metal trash can that I got at I think Home Depot. So make sure that it's shut. It's pretty much as close to airtight as you can get it. And let's see. So oily rags. So I just throw it in there. And you want to make sure that it's pretty sealed. So see if I hold it from the top, it doesn't fall. Now you can go the extra mile if you want and fill it with water on the bottom. See how I have the plastic here? If you go the extra mile and fill it with water, you're definitely following all of the safety precautions. But usually painters will do this. Put the rags with the solvents and the mediums, just so if there's like a spark, an accidental spark or something, or if someone for some reason decides to throw like some kind of lit cigarette or something in your trash can, you don't have any flammable fluids. The same thing goes for anything that's flammable. If you're like a mechanic or something, then of course you know this. Just always have some kind of metallic trash bin. And if you want to be extra safe, fill it with water, and then it's safe. You have no fire risks, at least for painting. Hey Carmen, do you give a certificate of authenticity with your paintings? Yes, I do. Certificate of authenticity with matching signatures are in every in the box with every painting that is sold. Do you have a form that we can download for our use? A form for the certificate. I usually print it out and sign it and attach it to the painting box. Well, I mean, it's inside of the box. Hey Cindy, then into the regular outdoor garbage. I wouldn't be putting a lot of cadmiums and stuff out into the environment. I'm fortunate. I have someone in a family that's a mechanic, so they throw out all of that. So what you want to do is you want to go to a hazardous waste location if you want to be extra secure. However, I do know several artists that will just throw them out. And of course, there are many things to do, but hazard waste is the place where you want to take it. But don't ever let that be a deterrent to using oil paints. Hey, Alwyn George. Yeah, definitely do the happy dance. Every time we sell a painting, definitely, it's definitely happy dance. Hey, Mar Ruiz. Well, thank you for watching. Alrighty, so I think that's about it. So water in the plastic bag. Yep, water in the plastic bag. Alright, so that should be about it. Oh wow, look at that. We reached 228 likes. So thank you to everyone that has left a like, and thank you to everyone that has been watching and writing comments. Thank you for everyone in our moderator crew that has been helping to keep the chat viewer friendly for everyone. Million thank yous to Kathy for purchasing the painting that was special sale for tonight. And thank you to everyone that was watching but didn't leave a comment or anything. I still appreciate your presence with us. Yep, and see you all on the next stream, which should be Wednesday around the same time, 5 or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. This is me signing out. We sold a painting. We sold a painting. I had to do that one more time. All right, I'm signing out for real now. Again, thank you so much, everyone. I wish you the very best in all of your artwork, and I will see you on the next one.